An entire website, fully animated scroll transitions and all, got one shot by Claude Fable 5 using a single skill, and it's genuinely one of the most premium-looking builds I've seen come out of a single prompt. This isn't just one scroll animation either. It's several stitched together into one smooth, coherent experience. I'm going to walk through the exact skill that makes this possible, and I'll also show the same process running inside the brand new GPT 5.6 Sol for comparison. If you've ever tried building something like this manually, you already know the pain. Making multiple videos, pulling starting frames, matching them up, extracting frames one by one, it's genuinely tedious. This skill turns that entire process into something almost effortless. Real credit here goes to Peter Wang, who built the original version and open-sourced it on Twitter. His repo Scroll World will be linked below. What I did was fork it and add a few improvements, mainly budget tiers so you don't need 6 full scenes for every site, along with better mobile handling and some SEO improvements. Here's the big picture of how it actually works. You start with a single image. That becomes a video, and then every individual frame gets pulled out of that video using FFmpeg and tied to a specific scroll position on the site. There's a lot happening behind the scenes to keep it smooth rather than janky, and every scene is built to reference the ones around it, so the whole thing feels like one continuous story instead of disconnected clips. The actual image and video generation runs through the Higgsfield MCP, calling GPT Image 2 for stills and SeaDance for video, all without ever leaving the terminal, and this works with both Claude Code and Codex. Setting it up just means going to Higgsfield, grabbing the MCP or CLI URL, authenticating, and connecting the skill itself, which I'll also have linked. I tested this in Codex with the new Sol 5.6 model. Running the Scroll World skill kicks off an actual interview. You describe the kind of site you want and the art direction, and if you're unsure, it'll walk you through questions until you land on something. I told it I wanted a boutique Japan travel brand with an origami-style art direction. From there, it asks about budget, meaning how many scenes you want, and mobile handling. 6 scenes is a long, expensive journey. It cost me around 800 Higgsfield credits, so 4 scenes is a better sweet spot for most people unless you're on a higher tier plan. For mobile, you can go anywhere from a simple safe crop to a full separate portrait video chain. I stuck with the cheapest lean crop option here. Once you approve the plan, it lays out a full journey proposal, how many image generations, how many scene videos, and how many transition or crossfade clips are needed, along with an expected generation time that tends to run faster than it estimates. Then it generates the anchor image, the single starting frame that sets the entire visual direction for everything after it. This is the part that really matters. If you approve an anchor you don't love, everything downstream inherits that. In Codex specifically, since it already has native image generation, it doesn't even need to route image creation through Higgsfield. Only video generation goes there. Claude Code, on the other hand, doesn't have native image generation, so Higgsfield carries the full load start to finish. I liked the anchor image it produced, so I approved it and let it run. After about 32 minutes, the full 4-scene website was built and live on localhost. Scrolling through it, you see people traveling, a subway scene, a house that unfolds, a hotel scene, and finally a bird taking flight. Visually, this is genuinely impressive. Each individual scene has great internal motion and detail. My main complaint is the transitions between scenes. Scene 1 to 2 is a hard cut, same with 2 to 3, but the transition from scene 3 to 4 is excellent. The next scene blurs in with a subtle 3D depth effect before seamlessly taking over. If every transition matched that quality, this would be close to flawless. Comparing this Sol 5.6 build to the version I made earlier in Claude Code, the Fable 5 transitions were noticeably smoother across the board, elements pushing and zooming into the next scene almost seamlessly, rather than hard cutting. So between the two, Fable 5 takes the edge on transition quality, even though both are one-shot outputs from a single skill, which is still remarkably impressive. Doing all of this from a single skill and a single prompt, something that would have taken serious manual effort even 6 months ago, is genuinely impressive. Again, credit to Peter Wang for the original skill. Both his version and my modified one will be linked below. The process really is this simple. You show up, invoke the skill, give it some creative direction, and it does the rest.